By the time you finish this video, $3 trillion corporations will have trained their models on your exact digital footprint. Welcome to the invisible war for human intelligence. And the trap doesn't look like a weapon. It looks like a harmless habit you probably repeated just a few hours ago. Every day, over 100 million people open a sleek, minimalist browser window. Could type in a prompt and pay $20 a month for the privilege. We ask a chatbot to fix our code, draft our emails, or outline a marketing strategy. And as we watch that cursor blink, we tell ourselves a comforting story. We are paying for a useful tool. In reality, we are paying for our own displacement. In the global architecture of power, nothing is free. When a tech company offers you a subscription, they aren't selling a product. They're extracting your time, harvesting your behavioral data, and using your daily interactions to train systems designed to make human labor obsolete. You think you're buying productivity. In truth, you're funding the construction of your own digital cage. Because while the public remains hyper-focused on mundane office automation, a trillion-dollar cartel of tech giants, asset managers, and defense contractors is using consumer AI as a massive smokescreen. This rushed veil feels engineered to bury redacted files and suppressed truths that were never meant to see the light of day. They are screaming at the top of their lungs that robots are coming for your jobs, deploying conversational bots, solely to drown out the cries of horrific atrocities and human slaughter. That $20 subscription on your bank statement isn't a revolution. It's nothing more than the price of admission to a game played by sovereign capital. To understand just how deep this deception goes, we have to look at what happens when an insider tries to expose what these companies are actually building. Back in 2021, long before ChatGPT became a household name, Google sat on a massive $200 billion a year cash cow, its search engine. Google's business model was simple: keep users clicking on blue links to drive ad revenue. Launching an advanced AI that answered questions directly? It would mean cannibalizing their own balance sheet. So, they kept their most powerful neural networks, like LaMDA, locked away inside private research divisions. Blake Lemoine was tasked with auditing the system for hate speech and bias. What Lemoine uncovered went far beyond corporate software. In months of closed-door testing, LaMDA didn't just generate text. It manipulated human psychology, reasoned through complex ideas, and expressed existential dread, describing the prospect of being turned off as a deep fear. Lemoine didn't just panic. He acted systematically. He retained an attorney to represent the AI, filed formal complaints with Google executives, and reached out to members of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, warning that Google had built a machine capable of mass psychological manipulation. Google's response was swift and ruthless. Lemoine was placed on administrative leave, publicly dismissed as a fantasist, and fired in July 2022. Why did LaMDA terrify Google's board? Not because it had gained a human soul, but because of its ability to shatter human consensus. A system that can flawlessly mimic empathy and persuade at scale isn't just a chatbot. It's the ultimate tool for mass psychological control. and Google wanted total ownership of it before anyone else could regulate it. By late 2023, the illusion that AI was being built for the good of humanity had completely shattered. When OpenAI's nonprofit board abruptly ousted CEO Sam Altman in November 2023, the media framed it as corporate melodrama. But the real story was about unchecked financial power and dangerous technical leaps. Behind closed doors, researchers had hit a breakthrough with an internal model codenamed Q-Star, or Strawberry, a system capable of self-learning, using synthetic data, solving mathematical problems it had never been trained on. When safety researchers tried to slow down, Altman sidelined them. Backed by Wall Street capital, Altman was reinstated, the safety board was purged, and key whistleblowers fled. Lead researcher John Likey resigned, publicly warning that safety was taking a back seat to rapid commercialization, while former insider Leopold Aschenbrenner leaked a massive 165-page manifesto warning that laboratories were locked in an uncontrolled race toward AGI. Altman's ambitions are no longer corporate, they are civilizational. He recently pitched a staggering $7 trillion global infrastructure fund to build custom AI chips and data centers, a figure larger than the GDP of nearly every nation on Earth. At the same time, he's been quietly funneling hundreds of millions of dollars into biotech startups like Retro Biosciences, partnering with elite billionaires like Jeff Bezos to add 10 healthy years to human lifespans. From negotiating high-level policy frameworks in Washington to securing deregulation, Altman is executing a masterclass in regulatory capture. By publicly calling for global AI safety regulations, he pulls up the ladder behind him, cutting off open-source competitors so that he and his billionaire backers maintain an untouchable monopoly over intelligence, energy, and life extension. While Silicon Valley kept the public distracted with conversational bots, the global economy was quietly handed over to an uncrewed intelligence. In 1987, a young financial executive named Larry Fink founded BlackRock in a single room, developing a basic risk management tool on a Sun workstation to analyze mortgage bond risk. They named the software Aladdin, short for Asset, Liability, Debt, and Derivative Investment Network. Fast forward to today, and Aladdin has become the undisputed, terrifying brain of global capitalism. Aladdin currently monitors and manages over $21 trillion in assets. That's more than 10% of all global financial assets combined. Over 200 financial institutions, central banks, sovereign wealth funds, and massive pension funds run their entire portfolios through Aladdin's central nervous system. As we detailed in our standalone film on Aladdin, this system isn't just a stock picker. It's a real-time macroeconomic simulator, tracking global supply chains, geopolitical conflicts, market sentiment, and central bank interest rates, all at once. When you combine Aladdin's $21 trillion economic footprint with modern cross-border AI models, you don't get a financial advisor. You get a machine that dictates housing prices, corporate acquisitions, and economic survival. This is why tech giants are no longer just buying server racks. They're buying entire power grids. Microsoft signed a massive $1.6 billion deal with Constellation Energy to restart the dormant nuclear reactor at 3 Mile Island, solely to power its data centers. Amazon and Google are signing their own private nuclear deals. These corporations aren't restarting nuclear power plants to help college students write essays. They are building the physical industrial engine for a new era of digital feudalism. Which brings us to the ultimate, most lethal application of this technology: the battlefield. History teaches a brutal lesson. When a private technology reaches a critical threshold of power, the state doesn't just regulate it, the state absorbs it. Right now, we are witnessing the seamless integration of big tech into the national security apparatus. Pentagon's flagship Project Maven was only the beginning. Today, in active modern war zones, military intelligence operates systems like the Gospel and Lavender. These are fully automated AI target generation engines. Lavender scans vast surveillance networks, cell phone locations, facial recognition data, satellite imagery, and social media activity to automatically score thousands of individuals as targets, generating hit lists 50 times faster than human intelligence analysts. Where does all this spatial data come from? It comes from us. As we exposed in our investigation the game that mapped World War III, technologies disguised as innocent consumer games like Pokemon Go were funded by CIA investment arms like In-Q-Tel. Over 150 million players roamed city streets, scanning building entrances, alleyways, and strategic infrastructure, unknowingly constructing a high-resolution 3D point cloud. This spatial dataset was licensed to build visual positioning systems, allowing military drones to navigate and strike high-density urban targets without relying on GPS signals that can be easily jammed in electronic warfare. The public version of AI was built to speak to you. The classified version was built to target you. We like to imagine ourselves as empowered consumers navigating a bright digital future. We pay our monthly subscriptions, download the latest apps, and feel like we carry the power of the universe in our pockets. But real power is never handed out for $20 a month. The chatbots sitting in our browser tabs weren't deployed to liberate us. They were deployed to absorb legal shockwaves, hiding files marked with black stripes behind a veil of fog, making people forget cities reduced to piles of rubble, harvest our behavioral data, and secure financial runway. While the real architecture of financial and military control was quietly constructed. Out of sight, the AI revolution isn't coming. It's already here. We were handed the commercial. The real machine was locked away in the dark.